This individual is the only one who truly loves you, yet my darling child is silencing them. You're going to experience something that will deeply affect your soul, so pay close attention. More than your name has ever been said, someone's heart beats for you. However, their voice, the voice that speaks your truth, has been imprisoned behind walls of silence constructed by invisible hands. They have attempted to contact you in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Through spontaneous chills that constrict your spine, through odd music that repeat your story, and through late-night dreams. Every time they attempt to speak, someone or something cuts them off, even if their soul has been calling out your name. You are about to discover something that will forever alter your perspective on love, so stay put. A power is working to prevent you from seeing who genuinely loves you. Why? Because the power, destiny, and divine purpose of this person's love for you have the potential to shatter all the manipulations that surround you. According to Archangel Michael, their quiet is a result of control rather than choice. Someone in your immediate vicinity, someone you wouldn't suspect, doesn't want you to hear their confession. Because when it happens, you'll be able to see who has been hiding this love while feigning protection, shattering the illusion. To get blessing 333, type Amen. Every day, this person's heart hurts because they are unable to be honest with you. You experience that unexpected tug, that haphazard surge of melancholy that comes out of nowhere. It's theirs, not yours. When everything around you becomes silent, their energy has been calling your name. My darling, you never would have imagined it. Their covert signals are those times when you feel like someone is keeping an eye on you and discreetly defending you. Although they are unable to physically approach you, they are making every effort to contact you spiritually. A lock has been put in place between you two by a strong person. It's not a physical barrier, rather, it's an energetic, emotional one meant to confound you and give the impression that they no longer care. However, the reality? They didn't stop. Simply put, they are being hushed because they are afraid of your reunion. Stay until the very end because your entire perception of who is on your side and who is against you will change overnight once the whole truth is revealed. There's a reason their name has been whispered in your dreams. That's how heaven lets you know they're still battling for recognition. To get blessing 444, type Amen. This love wasn't ordinary, it was chosen, explains Archangel Michael. This soul was sent by heaven to accompany you through both chaos and healing. However, divine connections are disliked by darkness. Thus, it attempted to drown out their voice by employing fear, distance, and miscommunication. Have you not been feeling confused lately? There is an odd stillness between your thoughts and your emotions. The reason for this is because although their voice is trapped, their energy remains close. Someone or something has been talking against you both, distorting what should have been pure and warping your reality. However, the change in energy has started. The truth will soon come to light, not from them, but through unavoidable signs. Keep an eye out for recurring names, messages around 1111, or unexpected warmth when you consider them. You are confirming that their soul is screaming out once more. Your relationship does not end here. Your heart will only be awakened by the silence that precedes a breakthrough. Because true love cannot die in paradise. It simply keeps it hidden until you're strong enough to look past the deceptions used to keep it quiet. To get blessing 555, type Amen. They have been receiving misleading information about you from someone in their social group. Lies intended to cause them to waver in their allegiance. Despite those who would have them forget, they continue to think about you every night. Their love poses a threat to those who stand to gain from keeping you apart, not to you. The loudest echo in their existence is your absence, my little child. They have recorded words and erased them, typed messages and erased them, and stood at their phone hoping you would text first. However, each time they are prepared, a power greater than pride and heavier than doubt prevents them. They have been informed not to get in touch with you because doing so would damage something crucial. In actuality, though, their silence is causing them more pain than anything else could. They want you but are instructed not to, caught between love and terror, devotion and control. You must be aware of this. In order to silence the voices, the cosmos is currently reconfiguring itself. You'll get the message you've been waiting for when the same energy that prevented them from moving forward collapses. To receive blessing 666, type Amen to a message that begins, I never stopped loving you. This connection was written before time itself. It's not coincidence. It's covenant. That's why so many forces tried to mute it. Because once the truth is spoken, healing will start flowing not just for you, but for generations tied to your story. According to Archangel Michael, the person you are currently thinking about is still feeling your presence. Your souls are synchronizing once more after a protracted separation, which is why your heart skips a beat and tears appear out of nowhere. It was never rejection when they remained silent. It was repression. The truth may even be known by someone close to you. They've noticed indications. The strain has been felt by them. Whispers are becoming disclosures, which is why you've just noticed an odd aura surrounding your name. Justice is on the horizon, and heaven's patience is running out. My youngster, maintain your composure but remain vigilant. Soon, their name will show up out of the blue in a message, on a screen, in a picture, or even in a conversation you overhear. Your sign will be that. Love is returning to your door when the silence breaks. To receive blessing 777, type Amen. You will never see the tears that flood their quiet. Even as they suffer in solitude, they pray for your security, tranquility, and success. Heaven hasn't let you move on completely because this story isn't over. Something always brought them back, no matter how hard you tried to ignore them. A dream, a perfume, a music, or an arbitrary message. This is due to the fact that heavenly love never fades. When the timing is right, it reappears. And you wouldn't believe how near that alignment is right now. You will soon receive a notification, says Archangel Michael, a divine intervention is being prepared. An unexpected meeting that seems too exact to be accidental, a common space, or an unexpected opportunity. That's how heaven reconciles two voices that have been hushed for too long. So, have faith in it when that time comes. Do not flee from it. Because this individual loves you more than anyone else. You'll soon understand why the universe has worked so hard to keep you separate up to this point. To receive blessing 888, type Amen. There will come a time, closer than your next heartbeat, when you will be unable to remain silent, my little child. Fear has buried the truth, but it is starting to emerge. And when everything comes to light, all of the unanswered messages, restless nights, and confused moments will finally make sense. Words intended only for you have been carried by this individual. Words that have the power to mend all shattered things. Before they go to sleep, they have repeatedly rehearsed their confession, muttering your name like a prayer. However, the voice that has been attempting to stop them, whispering that it's too late and that you won't care, was never their own. My child, they were fed uncertainty. Someone who recognized the light between you two and sought to dampen it did it carefully and strategically. But as heaven doesn't lose what it blesses, the very thing that was supposed to separate you will now be the reason you are reunited. The barriers that were erected to keep you apart are shaking as Archangel Michael declares, this silence is about to break in a way that no one can stop. A truth is about to come to light. A sound that surprises your soul, a message, or an unexpected encounter. To receive blessing 999, type Amen. Recently, you might have experienced an odd tug, as if someone or something was alerting your spirit. It wasn't fantasy. It was the divine timing of their soul reaching for yours. Every time you found yourself suddenly thinking about them, it was because they were also thinking about you. Heaven has been carefully observing this relationship, waiting for the ideal opportunity to intervene. There was no rejection in the hush. It served as defense. Before your love could blossom once more, the cosmos had to eliminate those who would have tainted its purity. The energy has changed now. In light, a new chapter is being written. Bit by bit, you are being brought back into alignment with what is really yours. There are even hints in their dreams that their remarks will soon reach you. Hold steady, my dear child. Soon, at the very moment they choose to talk once more, you'll feel a sudden warmth around your heart. Heaven is known for its warmth. It's the last assurance that your belongings are returning home. To receive blessing 111, type Amen. No manipulation can silence what was written in divine ink. This love was etched in purpose long before you two even met. And though darkness tried to disguise itself as logic and distance, the truth is fighting its way through every barrier. They've been replaying your last words, your last moment together, trying to decode what you felt, says Archangel Michael. Since then, every conversation they've had has come back to you, despite their attempts to move on. This is because your energy is woven into their destiny. However, someone close to them, who is posing as wise, has been persuading them that keeping quiet is safer and better, that love like this is too intense and inconvenient, and that those lies will soon crumble like paper in fire. Because heaven has been silent for too long and is now prepared to roar. When that roar occurs, everything that was concealed will be revealed, and their first brave act will be to reach for you once more. Type Amen to receive blessing 222. It's likely that you've recently noticed odd synchronicities. Names repeating on screens, odd sentences that reflect your feelings, and songs that seem to be speaking to you are not coincidences, rather, they are love signals that break through spiritual static. The person who loves you has been attempting to send energy your way, even if they are unsure of how. They don't know you can sense it, but every sigh, tear, and thought aimed at you is creating an invisible bridge between two manipulated hearts. It's them when your chest tightens, when you suddenly want to cry for no apparent reason, or when you feel nostalgia for no apparent reason. Archangel Michael states, "The bond between you is now too powerful to be hidden any longer." Their spirit is still reaching for you through silence. The truth will soon find its way through writing, voice, or interaction that feels divinely planned because the same force that once silenced them is waning. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The reason you still feel a connection to them, my dear child, is that love never went away, it was only put on hold. Time didn't weaken the real, it just revealed the fake. Every moment spent apart was a purification, burning away interference that attempted to pass for fate. They've been terrified of how much they love you, terrified of what others would think, terrified of being judged for putting their heart before convenience. However, this fear is starting to fade, replaced by a growing ache that says, enough. They're starting to realize who really supported them and who sowed doubt in their minds. Soon, you'll notice subtle changes, their energy will show up in your dreams, their name will appear out of nowhere. Their favorite song will play at impossible times. These are breakthroughs, not coincidences, and when their silence finally breaks, their first words will contain everything they've been forced to hold inside. Archangel Michael says, when two souls are meant, even silence becomes a language. Heaven has been recording every tear, every unanswered prayer, every moment you whispered their name and felt nothing but air, and it is now returning all of it to you, multiplied, purified, and glorified. Type Amen to receive blessing 444. It will sound like relief. Before the week is out, you'll notice a change. The tension you've been experiencing will begin to subside and be replaced by an inexplicable sense of calm. This is the universe preparing your heart for their message. This person has reached the point of silence, their love is too heavy to conceal, they're done pretending, staying silent, and letting other people determine their destiny. Soon, they'll make a move that will startle everyone. You might not recognize them at first because they'll sound more confident and powerful, but their eyes will convey every word they were previously unable to say. At that point, your heart will finally find peace. Type Amen to receive blessing 555. The story isn't finished yet, so stay here, my child. What's about to happen isn't just reunion, it's revelation. You'll discover who attempted to silence them and why. You'll see the truth behind every misunderstanding, delay, and separation, but more importantly, you'll realize that nothing was wasted and that every pause was a sign from God. Heaven doesn't wait, it perfects. Soon, their silence will transform into confession, and that confession will become a miracle. You'll realize that love wasn't absent, rather, it was just gathering the strength to return louder than before. When it does, it won't just mend what was broken, it will completely redefine what love means. Type Amen to receive blessing 666. Even though you can't see it yet, my dear child, the air around you is changing, a quiet storm of truth is building, poised to reveal everything that has been concealed. The silence that seemed to go on forever is beginning to tremble because true love cannot remain hidden forever. The person who loves you is finally reaching their limit. Their heart beats your name like thunder under control, waiting for heaven to grant permission to speak again. They have seen the signs, too, the repeating numbers, the sudden flashes of memory, the names that cross their path like whispers, and every breath they take feels like a confession trying to escape. The weight of unsaid words is becoming intolerable. The chains are breaking, according to Archangel Michael, and the truth that was twisted by envious tongues will unravel, one event at a time, and your heart will recognize their love before your mind even catches up. Type Amen to receive blessing 777. They have realized that being silenced was never protection, but control, and they are done obeying it. It's not a coincidence if you've noticed that your surroundings seem different lately. More motionless, more charged, almost like the world is holding its breath. This is because their courage is growing, and every second that passes brings the breakthrough you've been feeling in your dreams. They've begun to recall the specifics, the sound of your laughter, and how your energy calmed their chaos. Someone close to them is starting to falter. The person who controlled their words, who sowed doubt in their minds, is making mistakes, exposing truths they can no longer conceal. It's haunting them, but not in pain, but in awakening. The silence that once felt safe now burns like a wound they can't ignore. The light of awareness is seeping through, and the mask of manipulation is cracking. My dear child, the same energy that attempted to silence them is now losing its hold because it is running out of lies to feed on. Before long, their truth will reverberate through every empty space between you. Type Amen to receive blessing 888. The universe will not allow pure love to remain misunderstood. According to Archangel Michael, what once was silenced will soon be shouted by destiny itself. For this reason, even in your quietest moments, you have recently felt something changing, a gentle voice in your spirit telling you, it's almost time. They have started to see who really opposed your connection. One by one, the masks are falling, exposing feelings of fear and jealousy. They are realizing that the person they trusted the most was the one sowing the seeds of separation. This realization shattered something inside of them. For the first time, they can clearly see how those who feared your union were behind every delay, confusion, and distance. However, the moment awareness entered, the spell started to fade. Heaven is now setting the scene for your souls to connect once more, not by mistake, but on purpose. You won't need to pursue it. It will find you at the ideal moment and be impossible to ignore. Type Amen to get blessing 999.